What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2018 Innovation Award winner, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show for dads, fathers, and male caregivers. It's sponsored by DoveMen Plus Care. And being part of that team, been part of the team longer than that, but since 2020, we've reached out directly and indirectly to over 400,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. As always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Good morning, Ryan AI Knight.
Hey, I'm telling people that AI can know more about you and do your applications. So my name
We'll
is.
get into that after the break.
We're gonna get into it. My
Yeah.
name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders of the Afro Caribbean Business Network. We support entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage their business is in, and then help them create a strategy to grow their companies. And we help them get access to funding and support with their marketing and sales. So yesterday we actually did an info session about our ACBN microloan program. So we are recruiting at least 50 into this next cohort. So
Wow.
share the word, up to $10,000 each. And I'm also an entrepreneur myself. I run a company, Detailing Nights. So we do mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their cars on the spot without using water, and our plant-based eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And we actually having a car wash event tomorrow, August the 16th, in Markham to support the Markham Waxers under 14 hockey team.
Oh,
So if you know people in Markham or willing to drive out to Markham, definitely come out to the Angus Glen Community Center. We're going to be in the
wow.
parking lot there, cleaning some cars and raising some money.
Angus Glen, what I usually hear about Angus Glen about the golf course.
That, and when I first heard the name, I was like, "Oh, is that a golf course?" But I guess a community center as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angus, I think the Canadian Open has been played there in the past, and a
Ah,
gentleman who I used to go to public and high school with, who's a little bit younger than myself. I don't know if he is there. I don't know if he's there anymore, but he was administrative manager for the Angus Glen Golf Club for many years.
gotcha.
So yeah, that is pretty cool. And it looks like you're gonna have great weather to do it. It's gonna be Triple H, not wrestling, by the way. Hot, hazy, and humid tomorrow for you, so it should be
Yes.
a good day.
And we'll take the heat over the cold. Just make sure
Will
we
we?
find shade as much as we can and get some water. But yeah,
That's cool.
weather's looking good.
Nice. How's the week been?
It's been good. So last week we had the car wash fundraiser for Durham Community Action Group, the food bank in Ajax. So that went well. People were excited. Almost raised $1,000 total in one
Wow.
day. So yeah, being able to support them was great. And also we're looking at like other school programs. The school parent councils are calling us to say like, hey, we're looking for ideas for fundraisers. So yeah, wanted to make sure we can support people raising money.
Question for you.
Mhm.
How did that idea get birthed about the fundraiser? Because that wasn't in your business Rolodex in the past.
Yeah, we had done it sporadically, but Big Brothers Big Sisters actually called us when they were doing a golf tournament and asked us if we could add on a car wash fundraiser to so people were going to the golfing event and could we do it in the parking lot. And this what it must have been 8 years. So we had done it kind of off and on, like JDRF. We've done it for um,
Okay,
One
acronyms.
Entertainment
People may
One.
not know that. What
So
JDRF?
junior diabetes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, GDRF. I forget what RF stands for though, but it's the Junior Diabetes Foundation. So yeah, doing it when people invite us to kind of add on to their event. Now
Mhm.
we realize like, hey, we can just put together a car wash event. People have done car wash fundraisers for years, and now because we're waterless, we can do it in a unique way where you don't have to rent a water truck or hook into a hose, and the quality of the car wash isn't good. So you get a premium car wash and you get to raise money for a great cause. So yeah, we're leaning into it more this year. I think we've
Nice.
done at least six.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 And where are the benefits? I know the benefits for the consumer who pays for the car wash. What are the benefits for detailing nights?
I would say the brand exposure, people seeing our logo more. The students that get to work with us get training and they get to get hands on experiential training. They get to be under pressure. And also, the one in Ajax, Paul Osborne was able to bring
Yeah.
his youth that were part of his rites of passage group. So they got to get their green shirts on and
Yeah.
get cleaning some cars. So,
Yeah. He
yeah,
mentioned
seeing what it's like.
Yeah, he mentioned that on our Black Men Talk
Yeah.
episode last Sunday evening about that. So that's fantastic. Well, we got family in the house already. Fitness IQ Cam says, morning, morning. Producer Matt says, give me cold day rather than melting 30-degree weather. LOL. Oh, he says he's not built for the heat.
Oh, gotcha.
Um, Fitness IQ Cam goes, heavens no. Minnie St. Clair, good to hear from you. Good to hear you. Fitness IQ Cam says, heat all the way. And
Mm.
producer Matt says, here, we'll trade at Fitness IQ Cam. You can have the heat and I'll take your cold weather. And then she goes, dear Matt, LOL. All
Mm.
right. That's hilarious. Uh, uh, Anything else going on this week? It seems that ACBN is kicking up again with activity.
Yeah, and a bit more focused activity. Like we're doing a lot with our drop-ins. So shout out to Charmaine, our operations manager, who's been keeping our weekly drop-ins going and really focusing on getting the word out about people can just come in on Thursday, ask questions, and then using that same Thursday to announce other events that we're doing. So the microloan program that I mentioned, having Chris Beth do an actual presentation about specific funding that we're helping entrepreneurs with. So not just our ACBN microloan, but also the Black Opportunity Fund. They have a loan program as well, and we're able to get people prepared. So that's what we're launching, the loan readiness, I don't say course, but it's
Oh,
preparation for getting money from both us and the Black Opportunity Fund. So you go through 9 weeks of really very focused. So it's not about doing your business plan. It's actually about organizing, I'll call it your data room. So you
okay.
have all your documents and then making sure that you have traction in your business. So it focuses a lot on marketing and sales. What is your strategy? Do you have traction? What are you going to do with the money that will increase your sales so that you can pay back the loan? And then as you get more traction, what is the next milestone for you? Because we go up to 10,000, but the Black Opportunity Fund goes up to 50,000, and then Tier 3 with the Face Coalition, they go up to 250,000. So we want to be, I always call it the farm team to the big leagues. Like we'll get you prepared and then you go to the next stages.
All right.
Yeah.
That is good. That is good. Ah, look who's in the house. Good morning, the
Yeah.
food plane. What is
Yes.
going on? Number one questionnaire. Number
Nice.
one questionnaire. I love it. And he says, good morning, Dr. Vieira and Pimp Barbecue Sauce. Shout out to Ryan. I shook your hand. Uh-oh. I shook your hand yesterday at the Scarborough versus Montreal
Yes. Good
basketball
to see you,
game yesterday.
Christopher. Please stop.
Show some
So yeah, as I was leaving with my kids, gentleman tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, I watch you on Dr. Vibe." And I was like, "Oh, what's your name?" He said, "Christopher." I was like, I don't remember seeing many Christophers in the
unless
chat,
yeah, Christopher.
but oh, it's barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Nice.
All
That's
right.
great.
So
It's so
food
good
place. So
to
you're a celebrity, man. People recognize you
meet you.
everywhere. Eh?
Yeah.
Uh okay. See already questions. Food plane. I meant good morning, Dr. Vibe. And Ryan says, is Ryan on for the whole show? Let him answer that.
I'm here till 10. I gotta head out. So yes, I
Okay.
apologize.
Uh Fitness IQ Cam says unique name. I guess talking about Pimp Barbecue Sauce and Pimp Barbecue Sauce smile emoji. All right, we're gonna go on break, and when we come back, there's a whole number of things, but we'll as always promote our call-in feature. We'll talk more about that because
Yeah.
we're going to be chatting with the person who first called in with that feature last week. But we'll be back in a minute, so we'll catch you on the other side. Be well.
We invite you to the 3rd annual Toronto Pan-African Film Festival. Rhythm, the heartbeat of Black music and storytelling. taking place at the First Unitarian Center at 473 Oakwood Avenue in Little Jamaica, featuring Play It Loud, Box Cutter, King's Court, Paid in Full, Sounds and Pressure, Amplify, Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat, Zeke, and Hip Hop Story. And join us for the African Diaspora Media Brunch, taking place on August 17th at the Aqua Supper Club, featuring Philip Scott from the African Diaspora News Channel. Get your tickets now by visiting tpath.com.
And we are back. Now, a little update about that event. The Sunday media panel has been canceled.
Oh, no.
Reason being, there is a pending or Air Canada strike.
Ooh.
And some of the guests that they were wanting, some of the panelists they wanted to fly in are unable to come in. So if you are planning to go to this event and catch the media brunch, there's other things going on today, tomorrow. And I have to find out, because they had other events going on Sunday, but the media brunch is canceled. So I know people weren't coming to see me, but I was part of the panel. That has been canceled because of the pending Air Canada airline strike.
Yeah, that is going to be quite, because didn't we already go through an almost strike with the pilots going out? And now
well, let's go through some things and we'll get into that. There's a number of different things we can chat about. But first things first, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification. We finally passed 1,870 subscribers. Yes.
That's nice. All right.
Finally. Now, you know what I'm going to ask? 1,880.
Yes.
That's our next goal. Increments. But if you haven't subscribed and you feel up to it, fantastic. If you have subscribed, thank you. Spread the word, spread it out. We're always adding new things to the program. As people see, you see them. I'm using a different microphone today.
Gotcha.
Microphone using, gotta raise the game because the people want quality stuff. Also, follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Substack. Also, join the Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe at the dr.vibeshow.com. Also, you can click on the link or copy the link and put out on Discord to advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I'm a part of. Please feel free to email me, dr.vibe at the dr.vibeshow.com. Also, Indie Soup TV, we cannot forget our dear friend Dr. Tachi in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who powers Indie Soup TV, which is about 28,000 subscribers in about, come up to 18, 19 months. Again, only 4% of all YouTube channels have over 10,000 subscribers.
Jeez.
So that is that. All right, and before we go any further, you can call in. You can call in now to the Morning Vibe. So if you got a question or a take, you can go to the website on your phone, desktop, whatever, put in callme.ro.com, or you can, if you have your smartphone, you can swipe the QR code. It will take you to that website. What you got to do is put in the code, and it's all in caps, FSSPL8L. Then put your name, and then join conversation. And what we will do here is we'll answer your call. We'll have you call in. So you got to do that. You got to do that. You got to make it happen. So we want you to take part in that. And believe it or not, the first person to have called in when we did. So we want you to call in, and I'll hear this sound.
Oh, will it ring?
Well, that's a sound effect, man.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, that's a good notification. Right? That'd be good.
Right? So and we'll pick it up. And last Saturday we put it, let it out of the box, so to speak. And who was the first person to call in? Ryan Knight.
Yes, I had to test it out. I was like, what is this new feature? Okay, let's see how it is.
And Ryan Knight was calling in during prime time Saturday with Aisha and Lala. Aisha was not there; she had some family commitments. But Dr. Tachi was there with Lala, and Dr. Tachi, Lala, and Ryan had quite a spirited conversation about Kamala Harris saying she's done with like big time politics. But it was quite a
Yeah, I was not in agreement with the
spirited
panel about
conversation.
that. Yes.
So it was really, really good conversation. And yeah, so we'd love someone to call in today if you are up to it.
Hmm.
And we've had actually every time I've done a show with this feature, someone's called in. So you called in on Saturday, on Sunday evening, Mark Lewis called in. And then
Very cool.
on Wayne Harris called in on this past Monday to have a great conversation with Carolyn.
Nice. Oh, that's good.
So we had all that. So Food Plane says we get a whole hour. Not bad. Fitness
Thank
IQ
you.
Camp says,
I
oh,
appreciate it.
and Fitness IQ Camp says WestJet not available. I don't know. I'm not organizing the event.
Oof.
Fitness IQ Camp says Air Canada needs to simmer down. Well, they wouldn't say so. They say they haven't had a chance. They haven't had wage increases in a long time. Look who's in the house. Frequency Event Promotions, which is the
Nice,
other
nice.
Christopher that we
Yeah,
know.
what's the next event coming up, Frequency?
Yes, good to see you. Uh, okay, we'll get to that question in a moment. Food Plane. You always got good questions kicking on, but so let's talk first about Air Canada. What do you think about that situation?
It's tough for me to sympathize with unions because unions are typically really good when times are good. So if the company is doing well and the company is growing, and then unions make sure that people get paid their fair wage as the company is growing, and even from the beginning. But when the company starts to do poorly, then the unions typically are inflexible with I don't want to say like not reducing wages, but realizing that there's no money there for increases. So when we look at Canada Post not being like bleeding money and needing to change, their union still wants wage increases to match if the company was doing well and flourishing. Air Canada, again, these corporate not corporate government entities that typically are subsidized by the government to stay in business, it's difficult to grow with them, grow wages. So that's where it's hard to sympathize with. I think they came out the gate wanting 100% increase. By all means, if you've done the calculation and it shows how much you should be getting paid, but then are they also doing the calculation on how much is Air Canada actually making? And if they increased wages by 100% for everybody across the board, would that bankrupt the company? I know the calculation they did for Canada Post, what they were requesting was going to bankrupt. I mean, Canada Post is already bankrupt, but the government subsidizes it. So that's where it makes it difficult to increase wages in tough times. But definitely, I see the protection of people through unions. But these negotiations always seem odd to me. I don't know. What do you typically think of? I guess how it's being portrayed in media.
Well, it's actually interesting you're mentioning that because that right now post office or Canada Post has to renegotiate their contract, but that's been delayed because the arbitrators or the people trying to settle Air Canada are working on that. So the post office thing is still in flux. So
Right?
it's pushed it back. Uh Unfortunately, we live in a time where greed is so dominant, and people like yourself and myself, and probably most of the people watching this live or on replay, we're getting squeezed, and company profits are getting bigger and bigger,
Mm.
and what we're taking home is getting smaller and smaller. And I think there certainly should be protection, though for many of us, the real solution is starting our own business.
Yeah, but that's where it's
For
probably
a
not
number of us,
an
I wouldn't say
option
many, a
for
number of us.
like for people that are in
Or at
union.
least have a side hustle.
Well, and that's where you have to leverage the good times, because if times are good, that's typically where you should be adding on additional sources of income, because a company like Air Canada or Canada Post, your wages are not going to grow by much. It's always going to be tight because they're losing money. So you can't expect to get rich by being a flight attendant and just hoping wages get increased by 100% every year. You have to now realize, okay, there's going to be a cap here, and a certain and really 2 to 5% increase per year is generally what you should expect. So now, what are you going to do to really bring in more income to the household? The union feels like they can get you 100% increase or wage increase is not really realistic. And like you said, a lot of times with companies that are increasing their profits, so something like Loblaws or the food industry where their profits started growing, or the banks where their profits are always growing, when people argue about wages increasing there, I would be with them, because they're increasing, like they're making billions of dollars more than, let's say, the previous years. But with Air Canada and Canada Post, they're not increasing their revenue by billions of dollars. So it's difficult to understand why you'd expect wages to increase so much.
Okay. Okay. It's interesting. I was reading, just doing some reading of doing research and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Going to the southern part of the border. Is it this year, or since 47 has been in power, 350,000 Black Americans have lost their job.
And there was something I saw Dr. George Fraser post about women in executive positions.
All women, Black women are taking a hit.
Yeah, a
Like
lot of them
they've
being
lost about, well,
released.
they've lost, maybe it's Black women have lost like 300,000 jobs
I think we saw the
since
same thing.
47.
It was
Yeah.
like just black women in executive positions,
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
300,000, which is wild.
But, well, unfortunately, a lot of them got employed, or not unfortunately, they were all the DEI initiative. And now, because the federal government rolling back DEI initiatives, corporations are basically saying, well, we better rolls our back, or the government's not going to like us.
Yeah, they're getting eliminated almost immediately. And that is, yeah, that's a big hit to the economy. Like that many
Well, not
people
only the economy,
losing
but
their jobs.
the black family, right? Because
Absolutely.
let's look at it this way: probably a number of those Black women are single mothers,
Yeah, probably a good percentage would be. And now
and
look at
how that
that. That
impacts
household
the Black
is,
family, right? Is
yeah.
really yeah. When I saw that amount, I went, whoa, whoa, that is
Yeah.
really, really crazy. All right, let's just catch up on some comments for a moment. Where are we? Food Plane says, shout out to producer Matt. So I think Food Plane is producer Matt's president of his fan club.
Nice.
JJ Mars, how are things in Colorado? Are they as hot as they are here? Probably hotter, because there's a gentleman I watch online now. He's in Arizona. Said it's been crazy hot in Arizona.
Damn,
So
damn.
Food Plane says, oh, JJ Mars, the Food Plane, as a Black American, many people believe discrimination is less in Canada than the US. We'll get to that in a second.
Gotcha.
Food Plane says, thanks for sharing, JJ. Food Plane says, I had my pleasure. I had a very productive week. I liked your positive productive. You can have a negative productive, but I like positive. We'll take that. Derek, what is up? Derek T is in the house. The food says hello to myself. Ryan in the Food Plane. Food Plane says, look who's in the house. The one and only Derek T. Tugall.
Hey.
All right. Let's see if we got anything else. All right. And then, so coming back to the comment about less discrimination in Canada and the US, Food Plane has a question for us. He says, hey, I'm curious. What do you think is something people get wrong about Canada and or Canadian culture?
Interesting. What do they get wrong? The one thing that always comes to mind when I travel is that they think Canada or Toronto is a mini New York. So they always compare it to New York. and I don't feel it's a fair comparison, only because Toronto has so many regions and New York has so many regions. So when you're trying to say like Toronto is similar to New York, I would ask what part of Toronto? Are you talking about Scarborough? Are you talking about downtown? Are you talking about North York?
Scarborough. Yes,
Right? And then when
Scarborough.
people talk about New York, they're like, what are you talking about? You're talking about Manhattan, you're talking about Brooklyn, you're talking about Queens, Harlem, and each of those are very distinct. Like even when I went to Manhattan for the first time and saw Manhattan seems like downtown Toronto, but amplified by 50. So seeing the nuances and like visiting family in Queens and seeing the nuances of that area versus areas of Toronto, definitely some areas have similarities, but I feel like that comparison they get wrong when I talk to people. And of course, the ones that have no idea about Canada and think it's winter all the time. And I thought they were joking when they would say that to you. I
No,
was like, no, you
no.
actually believe that? They're like, yeah, isn't that north? I was like, Lord have mercy. Like, yes, we do have summer in Canada.
Yes. Okay. We got some comments flying in here. JG Mar says very hot in Colorado. Matt Duff, producer
Oh.
Matt says shout out the food plane. Fitness IQ Cam says yeah, that's it. Always cold, aka igloo.
Right.
Uh, Minnie brings up a very good point. A lot of Toronto is filmed as New York in movies. Yes,
Oh, gotcha.
absolutely. Yep. And she says, responding to the food plane. All right. Like all you families in here, producer Matt, let's put it up. Show them how they can call in. I
Nice,
would love
nice.
someone to, is there someone? We're nice people. So again, callme.road.com or scan the QR code with your smartphone and you'll get to a page where you'll be asked to put in the code. The code is there, FSP L8L, all in caps. Enter your name, and then I'll see here and we can make things happen. I would love a phone caller today. I would love a phone caller today. That would be so wonderful. But as we continue on,
Mm.
uh, let me do this. Let me do this because I'm having fun. So we can take down that little thing there, and if people want to do their
Wait,
thing.
did you answer the question that what do people get wrong about Canada?
Oh, for me, I think the one of the things is the North thing. They think we're all we live in winter all year long,
Right.
and it whatever, whatever.
Right.
I think that it's a bad assumption,
Mm.
and hey, that's up to them. That's up to them. When they get up here, they go, oh wow, like
Right.
it's just like, oh, Toronto, look at this, da 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 da. But I just say, hey, you do your thing. People who get that incorrect, I just go, you're off base. You're off base. You're not feeling it. So, but
And
that's okay.
actually, fitness. Camille has an interesting because the conversion of Fahrenheit to Celsius. When they
Oh,
hear
yeah.
our number, that's probably why they feel it's sub degrees all the time. 'Cause that I didn't think of that. That might be contributing to why people think it's so cold up here.
That's
Because
a
once
good
you
one.
get to 40 degrees
That's
Fahrenheit,
good.
that's chilly.
Uh, Food Plane says,
Mm.
I heard that Fitnance. Producer Matt says, my grandparents used to live in Chicago for a bit, and they went to move back to Canada. Their American friends are curious, how would it be to learn to speak Canadian again?
Right?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's
Fitness
so
IQ
cool.
Cancer, yeah, because they don't convert Fahrenheit. Yeah, they're probably the only major United States. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They're probably the only major country in the world that still use the Fahrenheit thing.
I could not think. I wouldn't be able to think of one other country that uses Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
That's a
I'm
good
not.
trivia question, if it
Yeah.
exists.
Uh, Okay, food plan. Going to hold off on your question for a bit, but I want to chat about last night. So there I was doing some work on my laptop,
Mm.
11 o'clock last night, and I see on my WhatsApp Ryan filling out an application for an organization.
Yes.
So give us some background, and I'm going to add my 2 cents in critical mass wise.
All
Oh,
right.
you
So
you're
I
all
have
right.
it
Oh,
up.
by the way, all two. Are you doing a giveaway today?
No, I have to
Okay,
do it
all
next
right.
week.
All right, so you want to do this? So let's do a shared screen thing, producer Matt, because Ryan's gonna chat us
So let me
about
see if we
something.
can see it.
He'll set it up. He'll set it up, no problem.
So,
But go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
so for those that may not have heard about Melamoon, so Melamoon is a pitch competition that is being put together by the Face Coalition and Black Ambition. So for those that don't know what Black Ambition is, let me see if I can find their link. So Black Ambition was actually founded by Pharrell Williams, the music producer and artist. So when I heard about this, I saw an Instagram post. I was like, oh, this is something that I'd want to apply for. And then I realized it was due today, August 15th at 6 o'clock. So, but it was open from like July. So it's been open for a month now and didn't really hear much about it. It seems like quite a big deal because they're giving away $200,000. I don't know where if I can see that, but they're giving away 200,000, three prizes. I think first place gets 100,000, second place gets 50,000, third place gets 25,000, and then there's a people's choice of 25,000. So 50 founders get to go through some workshops, and then they pick six to pitch. So when it's tight deadlines, I always go to my best friend, Chat GPT, and I was using Notebook LM. So we were actually with my son last night doing the night owl and testing out which AI platform is better, Chat GPT, the new 5, or Notebook LM to help us write this grant. So I fed a lot of information about detailing nights into both chatbots and then saw which ones gave better answers. But yeah, I mean, I wish we would have been able to do a proper info session about this pitch competition, just making sure as many Black entrepreneurs, and I think it's across Canada. I'm pretty sure it's
It
Canada
is. It
wide.
is. It is across Canada.
So making sure like the Black entrepreneurship ecosystem knows about it so that they can tell their founders. So, but hey, I'm sure that they got enough people to apply. But
Well,
getting
okay,
into yeah,
okay. So you know where I'm going to come from with this,
I'm
right?
listening.
All right. A few things I have concerns about with this. First of all, a lot of black Canadian entrepreneurs will have no idea of this program.
Right,
And
and this is the press release that they did. I don't know when did
yeah,
this go
well,
out.
and I made another interesting comment to Ryan last night when he was on with his son on YouTube. I said, "How come Black Canadian media wasn't made aware of this?"
I'm
I,
curious
and
to
I,
ask Roger. Like, did Black Blacks get
no,
notification?
I doubt it.
Alan from
I didn't
Caribbean
see anything
Vibration
about it.
TV.
And I found out about this a few days ago from someone in America.
Wow,
But this person actually has gone through the program. They say the program is amazing.
that's great.
They
Yeah,
said the
because it
program is
seems like well established. And when I was
yes,
looking
it
at
is.
the Black Ambition and they're showing the past winners, I was like, this is amazing. I was shocked I didn't even know about this in the US because this is really excellent what they've been doing.
Yeah. The challenge me is who do they have adjusting to the Canadian environment?
Gotcha.
Now,
Right.
now this is where face comes in. I'm gonna leave that. People have their opinions about face. That's a whole other conversation about that. I just come from wouldn't you want as many Black Canadians aware of this opportunity, whether they're entrepreneurs or not,
Mm,
about this? I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
I would agree with you. That
You know,
like
I
this
like
is such a
and I
it's
said
actually a really big deal.
and I said to Ryan, I would consider Ryan one of the front faces of Black Canadian entrepreneurship. And Ryan didn't know about this. He's a co-executive director of an organization that is focused on leveling up Black Canadian entrepreneurship. And he just found out about this a day or so ago through somebody else.
Yeah, not
To me,
many
that
people knew
I
this
was
was happening.
that disappointed me. That really disappointed me. That really, really disappointed me. I'm saying, like, really, who? My question would be like, who was this something just to benefit a certain organization? I don't know. Like to get shine? I don't know. I don't know, but that's where my disappointment comes in. Why was this not promoted more? Why was this not promoted more? Right. Some fitness IQ Cam goes, So she has maybe some concerns that I have. Also, she says Notebook LM. Yeah, Notebook LM's been around forever.
Yeah,
Not
and
forever
it's
for a long.
free. So the fact that it can compete with ChatGPT 5 and it's free, but it is quite wordy. Oh my goodness. Notebook LM gives you a lot.
Yes, it
You
really
need to
does. It really, really gives you a lot. I've known about it for a number of months. It is a wonderful feature for free. Now remember, with free comes limitations. But I will say probably the best text to image creator right now is the one Google has. Don't know what it's called, but
Is
it's
it
a really
Vio?
good. Google has a text to image creator that is really good. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, okay. I was asking, is it VO3?
No, 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 it's something else.
Something else? Oh,
Something
okay.
else.
I might not have seen it.
Something else. Uh, I had something here. Okay. Some other we got some things. So we can take down the screen share, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, I'm very disappointed the way that thing was handled.
Well,
Disappointed.
and it goes to a lot of events that happen in our community and they don't really utilize Black media enough. So you wonder whoever's in charge of marketing, who's on their list of outreach. It's
Yep.
like, sure, they post stuff on their what's it called, their Instagram, they'll post stuff in their newsletter, they'll do a press release, but do they have a list of the Black media outlets to
Yep.
say we need to call each of them or email them directly that certain things are happening? I don't
Yep.
know if that's happening. And how do we shift that so that there is a list that they
Yeah.
know to touch base with?
100%. 100%.
Especially
Uh,
if we're trying to get things to Black people. Like this is specifically for the Black community. So the
okay.
Black media should be involved.
Black Canadian media. Yes. Minnie says, Fitness IQ Cam, I have some interesting things planned for my Saturday live stream from Notebook LM. Bang. And a lot of
Nice.
people still don't know about Notebook LM.
It's true. Yeah.
It's
It,
like a little
ChatGPT gets
stealth.
all the
Yes,
fame.
it's like a little stealth. Like one of the things that you can do, well, I'll tell you, with Notebook LM, you can put the link to a YouTube video and it'll provide a summary for you.
Yes. Nice.
You
I've been
know, you can,
testing it. It'll make like a mini podcast for you, like based
yes,
on the
yeah,
information you put in.
yeah. Well,
And then
not
you
only
can
the
ask
podcast,
questions.
yeah, the audio, the two-person respond thing on what you've created, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That's something that ChatGPT hasn't done.
Right.
That comes in. Okay. Fitness IQ Camp says the person that knows about every event. Yeah, saying Ryan didn't know. Food Plane says RI rest in power to D from the TV show What's Happening. She passed away this
Oh
week.
no. That was the little sister?
Yep. And actually,
Oh
after
no.
that show, she became a veterinarian.
Yeah.
And she didn't continue her acting career, but she became a veterinarian. Food Plane says Dr. Tachi was at this event and she interviewed a lot of people there. It may be still on Instagram. Yes, Dr. Tachi is fully aware. And actually, Dr. Tachi went through the program. So I know a lot
Oh,
about this
amazing.
program.
What?
I know a lot about this program. And her and I are working on something to provide better promotion, especially Canadian wise,
Hmm.
to this event. Well, we're not going to get too too deep. Derek says, Dr. Tachi, good morning. I don't know if she's here, but we always say good morning to Dr. Tachi.
Nice.
Fitness IQ, why did it sound like you said my name, not Minnie? I don't know. Was it did I get it wrong saying
Might have
that?
said both.
Maybe both. All right. Look who's in the house.
Who's
The
that?
Daily Scrum News. Good morning,
Hey,
people. What is up? What is up? Good to
awesome.
see you. Let's put it up.
Did they know about? So Donovan, did
Okay,
you
so
guys
here's
know
so
about the Mellow Moon?
let's put it up on the screen if people want to call in. Because Donovan may be a person, he may want to call in. So let's put it up on the screen how people can call in live with the show. So if you have no desktop, laptop, tablet, smartphone, you can go into your browser and put callme.rode.com. Or you can, if you have a smartphone, scan the QR code. Either way will take you to a page. It'll ask you to put in a code. The code is in caps, FSP L8L, and then join conversation. And then we will have you on live. So Donovan, did you know about this? Because you have an organization that, because I think they were specializing in tech, media, and another area. I'm not exactly know there, but if you're always welcome to call in, or any of you family, always willing to call in. But yeah, I did know about it. Actually, this is gonna be a time I'm gonna talk about something today. Ha ha! I'm gonna chat about something today
Nice.
because I've been putting it off for a while. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, hold on. I gotta cancel, but put it up in just a second here. I've got to. Just give me a second. So let me do this. Okay. We've got it. I'm gonna get producer Matt to do us a share when I do this, when I do this, when I do this, when I do this. All right, producer Matt, if you could put that up there. It's launched. I'm going to put it in the information chat. We have a morning vibe survey.
Nice.
So it's about time that we do a survey. So we have got it going on right now. So don't ignore all the crazy tabs. Yes, I got too many tabs open, but it's a short little survey, and the purpose of the survey is twofold. First things first, we want to find out what's the best time for you to watch the morning vibe? Because a little while back, Wayne Harris thought, we spoke after a show, and he said, you know what? Maybe it'd be better if we were on earlier.
Interesting.
Because at 9 o'clock, a lot of times people are, if they're traveling into work, which more people are now going back to the office more and more.
Yeah.
They're already starting their day, or if they're even at home, they're starting their day. And if you notice, a lot of the long time morning shows, they start like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Gotcha. So you're trying to compete with breakfast television.
Yeah.
What do they do from 7 till 10?
That we've got going on, and I'll keep on promoting it, pushing out there. It's not going to take long to do. We've got questions like, where do you live? What's your gender, marital status? Do you have any children, employment status, highest level of education? How much money did all the members of the household earn last year? How often you watch the morning vibe? How do you usually watch? Like live replay, don't watch regularly. Then what motivates you to tune in? Favorite topics covered? What do you want to hear on the show? What days do you prefer to watch live shows?
Gotcha. It'd be great if YouTube allowed you to send this to your subscribers somehow.
You could. Yeah, because there's a link. What time of day is best for you to watch a live show? And then we're looking we're looking to get some advertisers. So we just want to see if if you have any major purchases coming up in the near future. What types of products and service are you most interested in learning about from sponsors? How likely you to purchase a product or service recommended by us? What brands do you use or value the most? What's your biggest goals or challenges right now? What would you like to see more of? And do you have any other suggestions? So
Gotcha.
we've got a survey going on,
And
family.
so, what's the incentive to fill out the survey? Do they
Take,
get a chance
take
to
down
win a
the screen
dinner with
share.
Dr. Vibe?
We could take down the screen share, producer Matt. Wonderful. Yeah, we will come up with something.
Nice, nice.
You
Because
know, we'll come
yes,
up with
raffle off a
something.
dinner with Dr. Vibe.
Yeah, well, Food Plane lives in New York. I don't know if that's happening anytime
We could do
soon,
a
but
virtual dinner.
yeah,
We figured it out.
a virtual dinner with Dr. Vibe.
Right, right.
Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you? People wouldn't like that.
We'll Uber Eats them some island flavor.
You know what? We could do that.
Hey man, I would like that prize. That'd be good.
For you, it'd be Uber Eats oxtail.
Oxtail patty,
Ha!
oxtail dinner. Though that's like the appetizer dinner, and who's gonna make the first
Okay.
oxtail? What would it be?
All right.
Tiramisu. Oh, oxtail tiramisu. Ooh.
Oh my gosh. All right, just going back to comments. The Daily Scrum says this is amazing. Trying to call now. Well, I'm looking for your call.
All
And
right.
if you look in the corner, it is there the instructions, right? Good morning, Tim Frey. Officer Tim Frey says hello. This is a good question. Food Plane has are taxes high in Canada for business owners?
Uh, it depends because for corporate and Fitness IQ can actually give better actual numbers. I believe it's 18% for corporate, but if you're a small business under 500,000, you get a tax break. For personal, it can go up to I think as much as 54%.
Yes.
So if you're paying yourself through your business and your income is high, then your taxes would be high. If you're keeping all the money in the business, it would be 18%. So 18% versus what is in the US, you'd have to let me know if that's high, the food plane.
Okay. Now I've got okay. There's a message here from Frequency Event Promotions trying to call in too, but not connecting. Why are you not connecting? Like,
Interesting.
how are you trying to call in Frequency Event
When it
Promotions?
says join, does it just keep
Oh,
spinning?
yeah, I've got everything. I can see when someone's calling in here. I can
Okay.
see. I can see. So, either if you're using your smartphone, swipe the QR code or go into a browser on your smartphone, put in callme.road.
Mhm.
The gray button is grayed out. The gray button is grayed out. Hold on here.
Oh, we gotta test it.
The gray button is grayed out. Okay, let me
Okay,
see.
so you're saying 18% is high to me. So yeah. So what's the business tax rates where you are? Because you said you're in Manhattan, or I guess that would be New York State. What's the percentage in New York State? Or I guess there'd be a federal. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, they are right. Something is wrong. Okay, so producer Matt, can you put up the call me thing? I'm gonna see with my own phone if there's something not right. I'm gonna scan with my own phone.
Gotcha. I'll scan too.
Okay, actually, yeah, Ryan. Actually, why don't you try to scan with your own phone and tell me what's going on?
Let's see what's happening.
And while we're join call button, the join call button. Okay, are you putting in your name and the correct code?
Yeah, because it has a code there already, but they should be
No,
already
but you got to
past that.
override that code.
Yeah, so
You
when
just
I
got, you
put
just
that
got to
in,
type it, you just got to type in the code, and the other code will disappear. Where it says join gray and you cannot click it. Capital yet. I don't know what that means. Okay.
yeah, because after I put my name, it's still saying it's grayed out.
Okay. Okay, I will speak. That is interesting.
Test, test.
Okay, let me just see if I see myself. Okay, I'm going to try myself here. Okay. Wow. This time. Oh, well, that's interesting. It doesn't. Okay, yeah, there is something wrong. Okay, I get where you guys are coming from because it doesn't allow you to put in the code.
I got past the
Okay.
code part.
You got past the code part?
Yeah, to where it asks for your name. But then once I put in my name, it just says the join call button doesn't
Doesn't work.
light up.
Yeah, it's great. It's grayed out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. I will talk. I will message the people of that service when we're done. But it does work because Ryan can give testimonial. He does work. Okay,
Yeah, it's working
let's
for.
let's go back. There's a pile of comments here. Yes, you said I'm mod early. Okay, Fitness IQ says you must have mod earlier. Oh gosh, you can see Pro says surveys are great. LOL, why you need household income, sir? It's demographic, psychographic information.
Just a
Uh,
range, not the
Very
exact,
to
just a
complete
range.
the survey. What would you be, okay? So fitness frequency of promotion says what would be an incentive to complete the survey, Ryan? What's a good incentive?
We usually do $25 gift cards like Tim Hortons or Amazon.
Okay,
That's received well when
okay,
ACBN we do our surveys.
okay. So
Or cancel.
I will take a look at that. Okay, food plane. Oh, food plane goes. He's getting his last 7 minutes of Ryan. Are there specific challenges that Canadian entrepreneurs face when starting a business and maintaining a business?
Yes, definitely specific challenges, but a lot of the challenges are across the board with, I would say, all business, whether in the US or Canada. But it's really about the right capital at the right time based on stage of growth. So when you're pre-revenue, there's a type of project management you have to do to get ready to launch. A lot of times our entrepreneurs do not do that preparation. We just jump right into launch. So when we launch and we're using a lot of our savings to get it going, when it actually starts to make money, there's usually no money there to do anything because you've used all your savings just to get going. So the maintaining of the business is very difficult. And then you have to bring in more money, and but the business is struggling, so it's difficult to get capital. So that makes growth that I've seen very challenging, and it's across the board with a lot of different businesses that you spend so much money to get it going that when you need an injection of capital to kind of get to the next milestone, it's hard to get that money. And then you're really like week to week just hustling, and there's no buffer, there's no like breathing room when you're running your business. It's just pressure and stress.
It's interesting you mentioned I get the blessing to assist a lot of number of entrepreneurs, and there is an company out there, I will not give their name. They have
Mhm.
gone past that initial threshold. Their challenge is getting support to move to the next threshold. So there's a lack of support to get to the next threshold.
Exactly. So like that milestone, it usually takes that injection of capital to give you some breathing room so you can do it right. But usually you have to do it with your savings to get to the next stage, and it usually takes a lot of money as you're
Yeah.
going into the next milestone. And going to the bank and saying like, "Hey, I'm ready to grow," but the preparation, and that's where we talk a lot about loan readiness. It's like you have to prepare to take the next step. You can't just jump into it. So if we could do a better pre-planning so that we have relationship with the bank to say like, hey, this is where I'm at. In a year from now, I want to get to this space. So be ready, or let me know how to be prepared to get the money I need in a year or 2 years. I don't think a lot of us go to our bank and ask that question. It's like, what do you want to see from me so that if I need 50,000 in a year from now, I have everything ready so that, and because the banks want to give money, as much as we push back on the banks, they give out a lot of money. So when we that are not prepared, we're such a small portion of the business that banks do, we're really invisible to them. Like they don't care. And we can argue and try to create black focused programs, but really the banks care about those that qualify. So until we can get ourselves in position to qualify, we're just high risk, and banks don't do well with high risk, so it's hard to change their minds. And
Well,
we're seeing
no,
it.
it depends what high risk. There's certain, yeah, like
I'm saying perceived high risk, not even like the businesses could actually be good, but because we don't walk through the door how a company that has 50 or 100 or even thousands of employees that bank there as well, they walk through the door different. So for like a person that is just by themselves or has a couple employees, we're all getting lumped into this small business bucket. And small business is from one employee up to 50. So a business that has 50 employees looks a lot different than a business that has 2 employees. So the bank is going to spend more time with businesses over here that have 40, 50 employees, giving them money whenever they need it, even if they don't need it, rather than trying to support businesses that have 2 employees, higher risk. It's a headache for them. It's a small amount of money. They usually don't even want to do any transactions under 100,000 because it's the same amount of paperwork as if it's $1 million transaction. So there's so many things that banks just are built not to support actual small businesses properly.
great answer. Want to get in all these homes before Ryan has to jump. Frequency event person says hashtag virtual dinner.
Boom. I
Finance
love it.
IQ Cam says LOL incentive about the survey. And she goes, ooh. And she says, say less. She says, send the link then. Well, I have sent the link out to in all the comment sections where you're watching live on the replay. The link has been sent to you. Food Plane goes, oxtail patty. Yum, what's that?
Yeah, we had them on our show. So Stacy from Island Flavor, is that right?
Sea Island flavor.
Yes. So they make oxtail patty here in Scarborough, and I think they do a jerk chicken patty as well. So they
Yeah, I
stuff
had
the
it.
patty.
Oh, you, myself, and Roger Dundas. I had
Yeah,
the jerk pig chicken patty out of bounds. Out
it's
of
so
bounds.
good. Yes.
So out of bounds. Uh, Fitness IQ Cam goes yuck to oxtail patty.
No
Okay.
way. I am gonna call Camille if that's the. I need to know where that yuck is going.
Okay. Frequency Revenge Promotion was trying to call in too, but not connecting. Also, morning all. I'm also trying to call in all the instructions, but trying to call in. The feature's great. Yep. We got that troubleshoot right after today's call. I'm gonna call and get work on that. Daily Scrum Student says the join button is grayed out. Yep. They yep, we got their senior
Yeah,
case.
before I hop off, there was something I saw posted about Jerkfest. Is that Can you put up that comment? Because I'm very curious to get your thoughts on why it feels our festivals are going backwards. A lot of the
Okay.
feedback that we're getting from people that attended Jerkfest, people that are going to Caravana and not being impressed anymore, like if it's feeling like,
I don't see the comment about Jerkfest.
oh, do you see it? Oh, that one.
Okay, so C Nurse K. Maybe I don't see it on my screen, but I'll put a. I wanted to speak on the festivals, Afrofest and Jerkfest, and issues they had. Maybe we need an African and Caribbean festival committee to debrief and figure out solutions. Okay, so I know at Afrofest, not on the actual grounds, but there was some events that happened that weren't the best. I don't know anything about Jerkfest because I don't know anything about Jerkfest. So if Seniors K, if you want to elaborate more about what
Gotcha.
went on at Jerkfest, I'd be very curious to know, and this is why I wish the call-in feature was working, because people could call in, but we'll figure that out hopefully by Monday. But let me scroll back up to okay. Wow, there's a lot. Wow, you guys are just firing with comments. Okay, so the Daily Scrum News says the join button is grayed out. We got that. C Nurse K says they are right, something's wrong. So the not so good about this, you couldn't call in. The good thing about it is you want to call in.
Yeah,
so this is a good
exactly.
thing. So that's why we're going to work on that. Food Plane says 18% is high to me.
Hold on, but he says 18% is high, but New York has a flat 21%. So isn't 21% higher than 18%? Or are you saying 21% is high as well?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. All right. And then, yeah, the Daily Scrum News says join the call button. Yep, is grayed out. C Nurse K says, yep, where it says join a gray, you can't click on it. Good Frequency Revolution says, I love all of you because you want to call in. So I'm going to work on this diligently to hopefully get it.
It's green now.
Oh,
see if they can try now.
Okay, who wants to call in now?
Try again.
Ryan says it's working.
I think, what did I do? I didn't do anything. It just is showing green now.
Okay, let's see.
Food Plane saying both are high. Okay, yes, I agree. It should be like 10%. Like because then it makes companies try to finagle their books so that their income is low, so that you have weird expenses. But if it's 10%, companies will be willing to say like, hey, if I do well, 10% goes to the government, but 20%, that's like 1/5 of everything, all your profits just going out the door.
Okay, I'm actually gonna see. Okay, so okay, people, tell me if you can call in. Okay, open, allow. Okay, I think enter name. Well, yeah, I'm still getting a gray out on my end. Yeah, I'm still saying it's, but see, the difficulty, what's missing is it's not allowing you to put in the code. Well, on my end anyways, it's not allowing me to put in the code. It's just jumping right to enter name.
Oh, even when I click join call, it says unavailable.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. This is
connected.
Call me. Ready, make a call. Oh, it says it's.
The code part works. Oh, do you think the code does it change?
I don't know. It shouldn't.
No? Okay.
FSP L8L.
Does it have to be all caps?
Yeah, it has to be all caps.
Oh, wait. I think that might be why I did mine wrong.
FSP L8L. So all the letters have to be caps. But let me just read the comments. Daily Scrum News says, thanks for sharing this new tech. Thank you. C Nurse K. C Nurse K says, shout out to the Food Plane and producer Matt. I'm sure they say thank you back. Dr. Tachi says, Food Plane says hello to Dr. Tachi. And Fitness IQ Camp says hello. She says, LOL, Ryan, I'll let you speak on that. He did speak on that. Frequency of Promotions goes hashtag cash flow. Dr. Tachi says Food Plane, hey there. Food Plane says back, hey, C Nurse.
Dr. Tachi's in the building. Hey, Dr.
Tachi's in the building. C Nurse K says, Food Plane, that curry chicken video you did was okay. See, people are getting to know each other through our platform here. Food Plane says, Dr. Tachi, I was just talking about your epic Instagram post at the recent event you attended in Florida by Pharrell. Food Plane says also, oh wow, C Nurse K, thanks for watching. She goes, Food Plane goes, that's interesting, Ryan. That makes sense. Fitness IQ Camp says, so how do we educate folks to prep instead of telling folks just start?
I'm
Oh,
glad you mentioned that, and that was actually not even a paid plug. So this is why we created the loan readiness program with our ACBN microloan, so that people can get prepared and get, hey, $10,000 isn't a lot, but it now helps you work with us to get your documents ready, so that when you're ready to get 50,000, everything is prepared. Like, we're preparing you for the bigger money. So that's where people might feel like, oh, why are you taking us through a 9 week thing? I just need 10,000 right now, or I need 100,000 right now. If we do the preparatory work first and we plan it out and are prepared, it makes additional money easier. Like we've done this with certain entrepreneurs that got a little money from us, and then they got bigger money from others because we were able to prepare them. So we can't skip steps. This is where I feel us in the Black community are really good at just skipping steps and jumping right into the fire. So if we prepare ourselves, I think we'll do a lot better. So this is one way that ACBN is doing it. And hey, and we're gonna test it. So our target is 200 entrepreneurs by the end of 2026. So this is the first 50. So this first 50 that we're gonna get $10,000 to each, we're going to really test how we're doing, and then as we get out the other 150, we'll be able to improve it. But yes, this is how we prep. It starts in September, and the link, I'll actually be posting the link. I have to get it from the session yesterday so people can register.
okay. Want to shout out Kasu. Now, Ryan, you're past your top of the hour.
I'm
Give
good,
me
like 10
a go.
minutes. I
Huh?
told them, yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so good morning, Cass Lou. Good to see you. Says blessed day. She also says Fitness IQ Camp. Yeah, she also a laugh emoji. Fitness IQ Camp says I said yuck to oxtail tiramisu.
Okay, yes, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
All right,
I want
frequency.
an oxtail cheesecake then.
Oh boy. Frequency of Emperor says, Ryan, I like what you are saying here. I think a great workshop to have entrepreneurs, how to network, of course you'd say that, and how to get high paying clients that have repeat business needs. Ah.
Yeah, well, that's part of the marketing strategy. It's like, how do you create um, a type of business model that does have repeat business? How do you attract higher paying clients so that you're not having to do the volume game? Because if you have low paying clients, you have to have very high volume. And if you need high volume, you need high activity to get these people in. And typically, the retention rate on low volume clients is low. So yeah, part of your marketing, and that's where the prep part of focusing on the marketing and sales more than just the business plan and writing out your cash flow projections. You actually need to operate and find these people. So that's where we're shifting how we're supporting entrepreneurs to more action based um, conversations.
Well, you know what? I would say also another g- great way of getting repeat business, listen to what your client is saying. Because
Absolutely.
you may be working on something with them, and all of a sudden they bring something else up and say, you know what? I heard you mention this. Is this something you also would like to work on? Yes. And say, okay, well, would you like to work on this, or would you like to work on this or something else?
Right.
Right. And so if they say, no, we can work on this later. If they say, no, I don't want to work on it right now, and say, hey, you know what? Do you mind after we get you to where you want to go with this goal, we can bring this up again? Yes, no problem.
Interesting. I like that. Exactly.
Because a lot of times as business owners, we're so focused on, solving that thing, they bring up other things and we just let it go.
Right. Or we send them to other people
We
when
said, oh,
you
well,
could have done
that
it.
you can do that also. That may come up also if you're not the expert to do it.
Hmm.
But bringing that up at the end because even if you send them to someone else, you were the person that got them to that other person.
Yeah.
So you become a hub, a hub.
Gotcha.
All right. C Nurse K says Afrofest stampede and people had to abandon strollers, cell phones, etc. Yes, we
Yeah.
actually talked about that on Black Men Talking the week after Afrofest. Yeah, there are some concerns, and this brings up a whole other conversation about older blacks and younger blacks and not being able to communicate with each other, and that's a whole other conversation. Food Plane says both are high to me. Who else? Derek says Caslu, good morning. Scrum News says still cannot. Yes, I know, still cannot. We'll work on that. Food Plane has eyes. Food Planes, Dr. Tachi says Food Plane. Oh yeah, wow. Frequency of Red Potions change the code. I would do that, but the thing is, well, I could do it, but the thing is, people still may look on screen. I know how to change the code, but I'm gonna wait till after we finish to test on that.
Mhm.
Now people want to use this feature. We can put Delhi Scrum News says we can put in the code, no problem, man. That's this is good. Like I said, you guys want to call in, which is great. Frequency of Bear Promotion says perhaps they have too many callers. I'm not sure. Okay, people really want to call in. Daily Scrum News says tried all the caps. Senior's Case says Jerkfest tech issues performance cut short. Ran out of water for hand washing at bathroom area. Oh
Oh,
my
no.
goodness. Long lineups. Someone said there was not a separate line for children and people with disabilities. Oh, wow.
Jeez. Ran out
Wow.
of water. That seems. How did that happen? Like that.
Wow.
Well, we talk about poor planning, and then look at the type of experience people
Wow.
have, right? That is unfortunate.
Wow. Wow. See, Nurse K, thank you, because I knew nothing about this. And it's like a lot of things, like a lot of people in my age demographic and a little bit younger, they don't go to Caravan anymore.
Mm.
My question would be, will the Carabanas and Jerkfest still be around in 10 years' time?
And that's what I'm talking about, the decline of these festivals. Like, did they peak? Is it now?
And this, this brings up like a bigger conversation too, because down south they had the Essence Festival,
Okay.
and a lot of people are critical of that. But one of the things too, unfortunately, politics comes back into this. The Essence Festival, which has been around for a long time, got less funding, government funding. Again, the mindset with a lot of governments down in the U.S. No, we're not going to fund these things anymore, or corporate sponsorship is decreasing also.
Gotcha.
A lot of things not happening. So you know what? It would be a good conversation to see if we could bring some people who are in that space to see what are the challenges they are facing putting on events. Now, they may or may not want to come on, but we should invite them out. Daily Scrum says, still not connected. Dr. Tachi says, Derek and Kasu, good day. C Nurse K, Afrofest stampede happened due to a pellet gun. Noise people thought there was a shooting. Yes, I heard. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Some abandoned strollers,
And
personal items,
they
electronics.
canceled the next day, right?
Pardon me?
With Afrofest, they canceled the second day because of what happened the first day.
Yeah, there's this Seniors K. This is why I want to make sure, like, we can't do it Monday, but maybe next Friday because we have a guest on Monday. We need to have an open call and say when we talk about these things. We need to have the family conversation about this, and like to also we have a mainly North American audience to see what experiences are going on in the U.S. with this. Right?
Gotcha. Right.
Frequency of Event Promotion says Fitness IQ Cam, stay tuned in. Office of Tim Frey, tax planning for any business, whether in Canada or US, is crucial. Corporations use a mix of charitable giving, asset purchases, business expenses, credits, and strategic structuring to minimize taxes. Yeah, because the whole game is to minimize your tax base.
Exactly.
They are all legal and encouraged by the tax system, promote investment, employment, and social good. The federal business tax is 15%, and in Ontario it's at 11.5%. So this is why, and this is something I wish I would have known much younger, and they don't teach you this,
Gotcha.
right? Because
Exactly.
employees are the churn of the economy. They want workers. And here's the funny thing. When we had the pandemic, a lot of people realized, you know what? I don't have to, like, nuts. This is crazy.
Gotcha.
And this is another conversation. Do you know anyone that's involved in HR?
A couple people that do recruiting. I'd have to check
Well,
who.
even recruiting, because what I'd love to have is someone from HR come and talk about this whole migration of people going back to the office.
Right. Or the ultimatums that they're getting to go back to the office.
Yes, because I know, like in the banking industry, by November, all the major banks, all the employees are now having to go 4 days a week.
Okay, 4 days. Okay.
Like and once I think it was Royal that started with, and all the other banks followed suit.
Gotcha. I've heard some law
Ontario
offices say it's full time. They want everybody back every day.
Ontario government, same thing. They're bringing everyone back up. So I'd love to get someone to talk about that aspect of having to go back to the office.
Right.
Now, in some ways, though, for people like you and I, it works to our advantage, because if we want to do presentations, we go. They're going to have people all there.
True.
I thought about that, you know. Oh, and
True.
says we are being graced with some Ryan overtime.
I know, and I do apologize. I have to
Yes, you
hop
do
down.
got to go now.
I'm gonna be rushing.
All right.
But so good seeing everybody. We'll see you on
All right.
Monday.
We'll see you on Monday.
Yes. All right.
All right. Have a good one, Ryan. Take care.
Thanks.
All right. We are still hanging out. So with some more comments, you see what happened? Food Plane, once you said we're being graced with Ryan overtime, he had to go. All right. Fitness IQ Cam says, nah, sound like Run Belly. Dr. Tachi goes, oxtail cheesecake. Good Lord. I agree. That is not working with me. Cass Lou, sounds great. Good points. Preparation is key. Operations and systems along with business plan, etc. Food Plane says, Ryan, okay, you have to save that for next Friday, that question. Ryan, what are some of fears you notice in entrepreneurs that you help? That's a Ryan question. So parking lot that for next Friday when we do the Freestyle Friday. So I'm a little behind here. Join the call button now green, but cannot connect to network available. Okay, it sounds like it's a service provider thing. And I'm glad, Donovan, that you are keeping on it. C-Nurse K says, on Instagram, they posted highlights of Jerkfest. The people roasted them in the comment section, so they deleted the comments. Oh, wow. Wow, they deleted the comments. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. My suggestion is you at least apologize. At least apologize. But when you delete the comments, not only does that could negatively impact that person you delete, but bad news always travels faster than good news. Deleted the comments. Are you serious? Wow. Definitely, I want to make sure we have this feature working. I want you next week, C-Nurse K, we got to talk about this, and I'm going to see if we can do some research. They deleted the comments. What do people think about that? Deleting the comments. So Jerkfest is an annual event in Toronto celebrating African Canadian community, and they had a number, according to C-Nurse K, a number of challenges. People were complaining on their Instagram account, and they deleted the comments. Not good. C-Nurse K says communication issues for sure. They had water stations, but people were not aware ahead of time. They didn't bring bottles. Oh, jeez. So they had water stations, but there was nothing. They didn't tell them to bring stuff to. Oh my goodness. Wow. Plus, due to the high temperatures, the water was warm. Oh my gosh. So, Office of Tim Frey says, Dr. Vibe, Ameribana won't go away. Just so you're aware, in 2019, UNESCO deemed Caribana Heritage Foundation, so it's too important to the world, especially Canada, since it's over 600 million. We'll see. I'm saying in 10 years' time, we'll see. Cash Lou, clap emojis. Food Plane has smile emoji. Frequency of Event Promotion says, Office of Tim Frey, good day. C Nurse K says, yes, I wanted to show my husband, and the comments were gone. Not at all, but a large amount of them were gone. Food Plane says they should take full responsibility. Also says, take full responsibility, apologize, and talk about how you're going to improve. That's my suggestion. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that. I don't know, but wow. And I heard nothing about what went on at Afrofest, but actually I believe I know a lady who was vending there. So I'm going to see if I can get her on the show, if she's willing to come on the show, and see what her lens was. That is crazy. Wow. That is crazy. All right. What else is on people's alleged minds? We got a great turnout today, by the way. And this is a wonderful thing when we're blessed that we can just basically have open lines. And again, my apologies about the feature not working. That Dr. Vibe wants to get it right. Oh, so a few things before we shut down today. We're not going to shut down for a few minutes. Coming up on Monday, we have part 2 of the craft series about Black elderly. Desiree King will be back. Myself and Ryan will be co-hosting the conversation. So check that out on Monday for you all. Okay, let's go here. C Nurse K says, it was bad. People were out in the heat with no shade, and the lineups to buy water were apparently ridiculous. Oh, I could imagine. And I have to go to an event tomorrow, but I know there's shade. So, yeah, wow. And that was my concern, especially with the way we're having heat this summer in the Greater Toronto area. Are there places, water going to be provided? Is there shade? Because there's been some wicked heat this year. Wicked heat this year. Yeah. Good stuff. What else is going on, people? What else is going on? Who wants to chat? Internal. Okay. Help. All right. Because, there does seem to be an issue with the software internally. Yeah, I'm seeing an error message come up now. Yeah, I see. It seems there's something wrong internally. So there is a software issue with the company that provides this. Okay. All right. So more comments here. Caslu says, think apologies and truth can go a long way. Some people underestimate it, and it can go a long way in communication in relationships, business and personal. Yeah, 100%. There are some business people that mentor me that say, when you make a mistake, if you feel you've made a mistake, even if you're not sure about it, apologize. I agree. The apologies definitely would go a long way, but deleting comments, it's not a good look. Not a good look. All right. So Food Plane, the master questioner, says, hey, when I visit Canada, I'm considering visiting Toronto and Montreal. What say you? I say that's fine, but there's a lot of other places to visit. But if you want to start, Toronto, Montreal are good, but there's so many other places I would recommend. Hold on a second. I just got a cough here. For the Canadians who are watching live or in replay, Toronto, Montreal, thumbs up for Food Plane to visit. Food Plane's coming from New York. And Food Plane says, also, how long should I stay to take it all in? How much time do you have? That's a bigger question. How much time do you have? I'd say at least a week in each city. And remember, Montreal is a 5.5, 6 hour drive from Toronto. If you're going to drive there, plane, it's probably an hour and a little bit. And whichever city you want to visit first, go for it. Or if you want to do both, that may be a lot depending on what your schedule and availability is. Okay, it would be the first time. Yeah, I'd say at least a week. If you come to Toronto, definitely you're going to hang out just a little bit, if even a little bit with myself and Ron. We take you to some food places. You're saying a week? Wow. Yeah, there's a lot to see and do here and in Montreal. You said you were told Montreal for the food. If you come in the summertime, I think overall, Montreal has a more vibrant atmosphere. Food is good in both places. I think Montreal has a little bit more vibrant atmosphere than Toronto. That's just my take. I live in the Greater Toronto area, and I visited Montreal during the summertime. Love Montreal in the summertime. Don't know if they still do it, but I know the last time I went, they basically for a week or so closed down all of Montreal downtown. You could walk around, no problem. Walk around, no problem. In Toronto, I don't think downtown, I don't know if they closed downtown Toronto for a week and let people walk around. I don't know. Okay, Fit and Inside Cam says they lied to you. What do you mean they lied to you? Okay, so again, so people don't worry about trying to call in. I do see here now an internal error has occurred. Click help to contact us for further assistance, quoting the error code shown below. Connection failed. All right, so we will look into that. So there seems to be a connection issue. All right, no problem. Toronto could never what? I need longer sentences. You got 200 characters, Fitness IQ Cam. Give me more, please. Toronto could never ... Toronto could never ... Don't know. But yeah, that is... I'm disappointed you couldn't call because I think there were so many people wanting to call in today. Yike! So definitely something I had no control over. We'll have to see what's going on with the service provider, but I will certainly look into that. Speaking of which, what do people have going on for the weekend? Toronto's going to be hot, and then by supposedly Monday, Tuesday, supposed to be cooling down, but myself, I'm going to an event tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. And I have 2 shows on Sunday. I was only supposed to have one, but because the media brunch has been canceled for the Toronto Pan-African Film Festival, hey, can do a show. Can't go wrong with that. And then, so Black Canada Talk tomorrow, Primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala. Sunday, we have Black Canada Talking with myself and Cesar at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Black Men Can Talk. Oh, Fitness IQ Cam says, yeah, you said Montreal shuts down their downtown. Yeah, and you said Toronto could never. Okay, yeah, that would probably not go. There's enough traffic challenges in Toronto itself. That would never go down in Toronto. It's like the closest thing that comes down is when they have those bike rides, like Ride for Heart, Ride for Cancer. They close down the Don Valley Parkway. Matt Duffy says, producer Matt says, having a big barbecue tomorrow with both my big friend groups from home and college. Been planning it for months now. Very excited. We'll see. You don't have to produce. You probably don't have to produce tomorrow. So there you go. Nothing just happens. Barbecue. I haven't got, actually tomorrow I have actually 2 events to attend tomorrow. So I'm not eating much today because there's going to be enough food tomorrow. So I'm going low eating for the next at least 26, 27 hours. But yeah, the weather's supposed to be good. And the weather in Toronto this summer has been, if you like hot weather, amazing. Been absolutely amazing. All right, let's take a look who have been the top contributors on YouTube today. So top contributors. Number 1 is the Food Plane, followed closely by Fitness IQ Cam, producer Matt, Frequency Event Promotions, Minion Cam, Tim Frey, Dr. Tachi, C Nurse K, Daily Scrum News, Cash. Wow, we had a lot of people kicking in today. Thank you. Thank you. Food Plane goes, are there parts of Canada that you are yet to visit you'd eventually like to visit? Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely the east coast of Toronto, east coast of Canada. Ideally, I'd like to drive from where I am to the east coast. I don't eat it a lot anymore, but I'd like to have some fresh lobster caught in the east from like New Brunswick or Prince Edward Island. Would definitely like to go out there. Yeah, there's so many places. Never get tired of Montreal. Only been to Quebec City once. Would love to go there. I like to examine it all. Here's an interesting story. A number of years ago when I used to work in a call center in the Greater Toronto area, had a lady call from Texas. I found out she called in. Now I go, where do you live? Oh, Texas. I go, wow. And she goes, you have such a wonderful country. I go, how would you know? And this is a number of years ago, her mother and herself came, I think it was to Toronto or maybe somewhere else, and they took a train to the west coast of Canada. So they went right across Canada via train. That would be a cool trip. I would love to do that. I have been to British Columbia, but again, never enough. This country's so huge. Would love to go to Rocky Mountains, Alberta, check that out. British Columbia, the interior of British Columbia is absolutely gorgeous. Was there a few times when I was younger, would love to go there. Been to Vancouver only once or twice. And of course, want to get back up to Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. A good associate of mine is there right now because they have 4 or 5 months of sun in the summer. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Fitness IQ Cam says you can't starve today and be glutton the next day. I know, I got to pace it. But actually, one of the events is on a farm. Believe it or not, on a farm. I'm going to be on a farm tomorrow. And I may have mentioned this a few years ago. This gentleman who owns a farm, black gentleman, wonderful gentleman. Him and my dad have known each other forever. Actually, my dad was the best man at his wedding. But this gentleman used to be a member of the Toronto Police Force. When he retired, he was a sergeant in the Toronto Police Force. So about 3 or 4 years ago at his retirement party, some of the officers that served under him, 1 or 2 of them came from Mexico for this retirement party. Amazing. And every year he has this get-together at his farm, and he owns about 100 acres of farmland, about an hour and a half drive from here. Amazing. So excited. Fitness IQ Cam goes, oh, the yearly one you go to. Yes. And it's going to be hot tomorrow. Oh boy, the heat is going to be something crazy tomorrow. Food Plane goes, is there anything that is normal in America, however not acceptable in Canada? Well, I'll let some of the Canadians who are watching this live or on replay. Is there anything that is normal in America, however not acceptable in Canada? Good question. I'll let the people in the chat answer that. Interesting to me that when I remember my grade 9, one of my grade 9 courses was called Consumer Ed. The teacher's name was Mr. Patrick, and he said something that is very true then and even more today. Back then he said that anything any habits that are started, okay, interesting. Daily Scrum News says guns. Yeah, we're not a gun-toting culture. We are not a gun-toting, though there are number of guns here, and there's more and more gun violence happening here. And Daily Show says guns and more guns. Yep, guns and more guns. Fitness IQ can, because LOL, we're not a gun culture. Like, I know there are some parts in the United States you can go into a store and you can see people openly just private citizens just carrying out guns openly. Not here. Not here. That is a good one, Daily Scrum News. Guns and more guns. Yep, 100%. I agree. I agree. We are not a gun culture here for the most part in Canada. Not to the same extent as in the United States. Absolutely not. But we do have gun problem here. That I will agree. There's a lot of guns being concealed. We do have that here, but open-wise, no. That's a good question, though. Anyone else have any thoughts? That actually is a really good question. That may be one I have host a conversation about. Is there anything that's normal in America that is not acceptable in Canada? Or how is America and Canada different? That, I think, would be a good conversation piece. Producer Matt, if you can put up again the link for the survey, that would be fantastic. And you're saying, people saying an incentive? But there's the survey for the morning vibe. That is, and myself and Rob would love you to fill it out. And the reason why we're asking you to do the survey, we're considering changing the time of our live morning show on Monday and Fridays. And we'd love to get your input on what time works best for you, and also get feedback from you so we can partner with sponsors who truly understand and support the community. It only will take a few minutes, and your responses are confidential. So if you're up for it, would be great. Another thing, Fitness IQ says difference between food standards. How do you know? How do you know? One of the things that always blows my mind is when I watch shows like Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service, how food is kept. What we don't see in food establishments. What we don't see. Actually, I was watching Ramsay's Secret Service on PVR, and he just saved a restaurant that does Eritrean food. What city were they in? Can't remember. The food was immaculate. It's just the staff just needed a turnaround, but the food was immaculate. But some of the food standards, that's a good question, because we don't know what the food's. Again, we only see what's delivered to us when we're sitting at a table, or delivered to us. Yeah, we only see what's delivered to us. We don't know where it came from or if it's fresh or not. That's the challenge. Hey, there's a lot. Oh, you know what I haven't done today? What haven't I done today? I want to get your feedback. So just give me a second. Let me just get this set up. Get your feedback on today's conversation. Just give me a second. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get it ready here. We try to do this as much as possible as we're winding down a conversation. And interesting. What's going on today? It's not showing up. We're having fun with technical stuff today. Usually we're able to just put it up there, but it's not happening today. There we go. When in doubt, producer Matt shows up. Oh, I know why it was a little delay. As always, myself and Ryan Would appreciate if you give your feedback if you're watching on YouTube. Scale from 1 to 5. Give us a rating. We can take whatever you put out there. So scale of 1 to 5, rate us. And there's a number of you watching live on YouTube right now. We'd appreciate you give a rating. 1, it was terrible. 5, it was on point. All right. There we go. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. We like those 5s. We like those 5s. Fantastic. All right. We can take that down. That's all good. Okay. I think we're going to shut it down. All right. So let's do a little recap. Subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Let's see if we can get to 1,880 subscribers. So if you've already subscribed, thank you. If you haven't subscribed and you're up to it, subscribe and hit the notification button. Also, like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Substack. Join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe@vibeshow.com or click on the link that you see on the screen. Also, to advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I'm on and Ryan is on when we're on together, by the way. dr.vibe@vibeshow.com. What do we have here? You want to get a hold of Ryan? It's Ryan Oneil Knight, and that's Knight with a KN, not an N, KN. RyanOneilKnight.com, LinkedIn, Ryan Oneil Knight, Instagram at Ryan.Knight99, email workwithme@RyanOneilKnight.com. For myself, the drvibeshow.com, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the Dr. Vibe Show, Instagram at the DRVIBESHOW, X at DRVIBESHOW, email dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. You can also catch me on Substack. Yep, putting more stuff up on Substack. drvibe.substack.com/subscribe. I got a subscriber this week. Also, I was interviewed and it's been put out on Substack. I'm going to see if I can put it on my YouTube channel. But if you subscribe to Substack, there's an interview done by Tanya Smith, who runs a great platform called streamlikeaboss.tv. She is a great inspiration for me. Also, you can catch me on Blue Sky at drvibe.bsky.social. If you want to catch replays of this epic conversation, you can catch it replay-wise on the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Also, the Afro Caribbean Business Network on YouTube, and Ryan Oneil Knight on YouTube. We got some more comments. So let's see. We got some more. Oh, Food Plane goes, when are we getting a background of Toronto? Okay. I can make that happen. That's not hard. A background of Toronto, including the CN Tower. Maybe CN Tower. Maybe I like different neighborhoods of Toronto. CN Tower, that's a touristy thing. Nothing against a touristy thing, but I'd want to show the different neighborhoods of Toronto. And he says, would be cool. Okay, says Food Plane, thank you. Says, thanks for the stream. Have a great weekend. I'm going to have a weekend. I love having a great weekend. I hope you do. And I'll just do, again, our top people, fans-wise on YouTube. That's fans-wise contribution. Food Plane is number 1. Then Fitness IQ Cam, Producer Matt, Frequency Event Promotions, Mini on Cam, Tim Frey, Dr. Tachi, Seniors K, and Daily Scrum News. I think that's a wrap. And then you know what I'm going to do, family. I got to contact this company to see what's going on. And again, it wasn't your fault. It's something that's going on with them. All right. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions. Aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Remember to give yourself grace. If you're not making money, make history. Try to do both. And make it better. So have a great weekend. Programming continues. Also, big thanks to producer Matt. And speaking it on, Monday's show, we have, again, Desiree King talking about Black elderly. But it's already posted on the YouTube page, so all the details are there. Actually, any of the platforms you're watching this live on, it's already posted about what we're going to be talking on Monday. And at the present time, next Friday will be another Freestyle Friday. But again, my apologies again. Software didn't work, but I'm really excited that you want to call in and chat with us. That is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. So as always, God bless, peace, well, keep the faith, while good. Again, thanks, producer Matt. Take care. See ya.
This whole thing of using your business with plant-based products, don't you think your life should reflect that too?
Juke him, Carolyn. Juke him. The family loves us here because they're saying Fitness IQ Can says put a wig on to get in.
Oh
God.
my God.
Like the ideas are just coming fast and furious here this morning. What? Okay, look at this. Global Women Ambassador. Good morning. Look forward. Okay.